motion of urgent public importance. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I think it's in the interest of the public, the Nigerian people, that the government is up and running, both at the legislative level and at the executive level. And we're also mindful that in the next 1 week or so, we shall be on holiday. So I want to move a motion of urgent public importance regarding the need for Mr. President to have his ministers appointed, screened, and in government. I want to crave the indulgence of the House that this motion be taken and be taken today. Thank you very much.
Say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Toby.
The extant provisions of Section 147 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, regarding the powers of the President to nominate ministers. The House is aware that since swearing in on the May 29, 2019, the President is yet to constitute his cabinet of ministers. The House is concerned that this has created a huge vacuum of political leadership, poor or lack of supervision, a situation that has given room for award of contracts, employment, appointments in offices and every other day, and activities of government going unsupervised. The House is further concerned that the National Assembly, in its tradition, will by the end of July 2019, proceed on this annual 7-week recess, during which period...
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
During which... Speaker, thank you. Actually, matters of law is a persuasive authority to support Mr. President to make sure that he does the needful so that his government will be up and running. So I don't think that the point of order is with regard to whether there is a time limit or not. The President can as well appoint the ministers in the next 2 years, and there is no need for him to appoint them now. But we know there are some missing links, Mr. Speaker, where that can be filled by political leadership. And this is to aid Mr. President to make sure that the executive works in a very prime and precious time for Nigerians. There are a lot of man-hours that can be saved by some of the challenges we have. And as a matter of fact, as soon as the President appoints, the government will be at a cruising level. If you are to interface with anybody now, Mr. Speaker, who will you call? Permanent secretaries or what? So we are trying, in essence, to aid Mr. President. Otherwise, if the ministers don't come now, what will you expect? So there are certain things that bring some clarity by the presence of political vision. And we need political leadership. We are not questioning the President's capacity or time limit for, it is a persuasive authority, and that is what resolutions of Parliament are supposed to do.
There's no time limit to when the President can present his list of ministers, number one. Number two, there's actually no obligation under the Constitution. If you read that section very carefully, the President is even at liberty not to even appoint ministers, because he says he may, is the word used in the Constitution, may, as he deems fit. But I think also, Honorable Toby's point is actually also very well made. I mean, he's not pegging his argument on the law. He's basically, like he said, it's of persuasive authority for persuasion. And I think that has been noted. I don't think we should subject it to any